Pass a little too far from McDonald. He gets it right back again. And Devin Paquin comes and takes it off his stick and starts it out. Here's Paquin, stick handling by one, by two. Paquin takes it across, turns it into a 3-on-2. In behind the net, shoots it right in front, and Sauerwein comes up with it. And the Massena forward on the other wing, McDonald, didn't go to the net. Had he, would have had a goal.
Yes, that's a couple of, well, again, those youngsters like Brandon Hall and Eric McDonald, they've got to realize when they haven't got the puck and their center has, go to the net, go to the net without the puck, and good things will happen. That time, Devin Paquin, nice move down there as he sifted around that defenseman. He was looking for someone to pass it to, and he ran out of room.
Yep. Had one of the other two forwards crash the net.
Exactly. Find that open spot in there.
Paquin will take the face-off. 5:17 left, 4-0 Massena in the second period. On the Corky scoreboard off the draw, right back to the point. Lazier winds up off a skate into the mesh, and we'll have a face-off.
That fourth Massena goal is second of the night. Zach Dupree from Robbie Whitcup and Chad Southwick. Robbie got the puck in the corner and threw it back to Southwick at the left point. Nice low shot, and Zach Dupree sifting through that slot area just redirected it over the top of Sauerwein.
Face-off will be top of the circle in the Alex Bay zone, right side of goaltender Sauerwein off the face-off. Paquin back to the point. Olsen keeps it in. Bouncing puck goes into the corner. There's a battle for it there. Paquin comes up with it. Devin Paquin. Paquin back to the point. Nice pass. Here's the shot. Lazier fired it wide. Puck goes back to Chris Olsen. Olsen flipping it to Paquin. Oh, another nice move. Paquin's had a real good game for Massena. Flips it in behind the net as they move it around the horn. Bouncing puck at the back of the net, as a matter of fact, and in the corner it goes, picked up by the Devils, not out of the zone. Kept in at the point by Colin Lazier. In the corner, into the circle, McDonald takes it high slot. McDonald, backhand pass, goes right across the goal mouth. Paquin was too well tied up. Now Lazier flips it in behind the net. Comes to McDonald. He's going to try the wraparound, but he can't get the shot off. It goes back to the blue line. Chris Olsen flips it in the corner. Puck goes bouncing to Eric McDonald. McDonald flips it to Paquin. Here's Paquin with it, steps by the check. Devin Paquin goes back to the point. Lazier winds up the shot through traffic, and the save made. Rebound in behind. They battle for it there. Picked up by Paquin. Backhand short side save. No, it's in the net. It somehow got through the 5-hole, and I think Paquin will get a backhand goal.
I think Devin Paquin is going to pick up his first goal of the year. Yeah, he's collecting the puck from the official, his first varsity goal. He came from behind the net and stuffed it either between the legs or on the short side by John Sauerwein. But again, the guy who made the play, Jared, all started with Lazier on the point, that nice low shot. He had 2 or 3 sequences out there, and he kept that puck wasn't 2 inches off the ice, and it allows for rebounds, and the Raiders picked up the rebound, and Devin Paquin, working his way out from behind the net, stuffed it by John Sauerwein.
Off the draw, puck control by Nick Toth. He busts right down the middle. Here's Toth with it, looks to center. Oh, and a little bit high on the pass, or Mankies would have had himself a goal. Thomas Mankies with a puck, takes it in front. Drops it. Here's a shot. Tubolino. Save. Rebound. They battle for it there. It bounces in behind. Now it's Aaron Ramo. Ramo gets tied up trying to escape the check, and he does. Takes a whack at it. Ramo with it. In behind. Still has it. Drops it free. Comes in front. Rupert can't come up with it. Back to the blue line. Kept in. That was Mankies, rather. Mankies. Now to Ramo. Aaron Ramo wide. Winds up. His shot. Nice save by John Sauerwein. Puck in the corner. Raiders just cruising. Right in front. Nice pass. And Rupert shoots it right on. Beautiful pass from behind the net. And Rupert was in the slot and got the shot on. But the save is made by John Sauerwein.
I'll tell you, John Sauerwein will sleep soundly tonight. He's really had a lot of rubber thrown at him through not quite 2 periods. That 5th Raider goal, his first varsity goal. Devin Paquin from Colin Lazier and Eric McDonald, and that coming at the 10:53 mark. This scenario playing out like the first period did. The Bay holding on until around that 10-minute mark, and then the Raiders cracking through with a couple.
Michaud will take the face-off. The Robbie Whitcup line out there. It's going to be Steve Grossgruber's line out for Alex Bay. Face-off left side in the Bay zone. Off the draw. Goes to Whitcup, and he's tied up, but Levine fired it wide. And again, that just missed by an inch. To the blue line, out to center ice. 2-on-1 for the Bay. Here comes Grossgruber, and he just lost it off the end of his stick, or Aaron Leduc got a piece of it and moves it in behind the net. They center it in front. High slot shot. Fired wide, or perhaps Collins made a save. The puck comes clear to Levine, and he flips it ahead to himself, but doesn't. Yeah, he does clear the zone as Michaud lifts the stick, takes the puck, takes it across, and the puck goes into the corner. Flipping to the blue line. Whitcup with it, knocked away from him. comes to Levine. Levine, short side backhand shot, rebound, goes into the corner on the Whitcup shot off the goaltender. Puck bounces free. Here's Levine just muscling his way in. It finally has it taken away to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Dumped right back in the corner. In behind the net is Levine. Circles. Flips it free to Michaud. Michaud makes a nice move right back to Levine in front. His shot save made. Rebound. Another save by John Sauerwein. Chris Levine is a strong kid, and I'll tell you what, they can't knock him down out there.
Well, you talk about a mismatch, Jerry. Chris Levine is 6'1" and about 200 pounds. He was going up against young Mr. Satterley out there. Matt Satterley was 5'1" and 105 pounds. And, that's just, there's no way that's going to happen. No way that should happen. That's criminal. But Chris Levine could have had about 3 or 4 goals here tonight. Be shooting wide, shooting right in the breadbasket of John Sauerwein.
Off the draw, puck back to the point, kept in by Tubolino. Flips it in the corner to Catanzari, back to the point. Here's Lazaire's shot, nice low shot right on a bouncer in front. They battle for it, comes back to the blue line, Tubolino. He winds up, his shot is blocked, goes into the corner. Zach Dupree with it, trying to flip it free. We got a delay penalty on Massena. Here comes the Bay, and the Raiders touch the puck, and the whistle blows. And what do we got?
Looks like a cross check.
It's Ramo. That's Ryan Ramo picking up the penalty. Raiders lead 5-0 with 1:59 left in the second period on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
As we mentioned again, big tournament this weekend. The Little Red of Ithaca Friday night, and the winner of that game between Massena and Ithaca will take on the winner of West Genesee and Saratoga on Saturday afternoon. So, as we mentioned, all 4 of these teams in the last 7-8 years have been defending state champions at one time or another.
Cross-checking against Ramo. So the Bay on the power play as they flip it in the Massena zone. Goes into the corner and in behind the net. Looking to move it around the horn. And the puck knocked away. Zach Dupree dumps it down the ice. And Catanzari is going to go after it. He gets knocked down. And the puck bounces free and he steals it anyway. Catanzari has it poke checked away. Around the boards it goes. And here come the Ghosts. To the Massena line. They got a break in the zone. A man in front. The shot right on Collins makes the save. Bounces side of the net. Raiders move it ahead. Here comes Tubolino. Tubolino down the right wing side. Takes it wide in the corner. Gets knocked down, but gets it to Catanzari in front. Shot. Oh, he went upstairs and missed. And the puck comes in behind the net. Catanzari picks it up again. Looks to center in front. The shot right on. Save made by Sauerwein. Puck comes out to center ice, and Colin Lazaire picks it up. He'll just flip it ahead. Raiders look to take it in the zone, but don't. And across the blue line it goes into the Massena zone. Out by the blue line. Dumped in behind the net. Comes bouncing in front. Short side shot. High over the net. Into the corner. We're down to 13 seconds left in the man advantage. Bay controlling it at the blue line. Flipping it in the corner. Lazaire throws a check. Looks to tie up the puck. It squirts free in front. Dupree gets a piece of it. Down the ice it goes. Penalties elapsed. We're down to about 25 seconds left in the man advantage, or in the period, I should say, as the puck dumped down the ice. Picked up by Colin Lazaire. Flips it out by the blue line. Puck into the corner. Bouncing behind the net. Oh, hard check thrown there by Paquin. Whoa. Puck comes free. Paquin trying to move it out of the zone. Can't do it. Bounces free again. And out to center ice. Headman pass. 5 seconds left. Raiders break into the zone. Here's a chance in front. Paquin centering pass. And the buzzer set in.
And Brown did not make the playoffs. This year, everyone's going to make it.
Now, that was the year before last, Coach, because Vermont beat Clarkson in the first round last year. Ooh, here comes Massena's Levine. And we're going to cover this some more in a moment. In the corner, it's Whitcup. Whitcup dangles, takes it in front, and has it knocked off his stick. Bouncing puck in the corner. Michaud after, trying to go back to the point, but he's not gonna. Massena defenseman committed, and here comes Alex Bay. Into the Massena zone, the shot is blocked, and a good defensive play made there by Chad Southwick. As the puck goes to Aaron Leduc. Leduc flips it ahead, down the ice. That'll be icing? No, they waved the icing off. Probably not gonna see too many icings or anything else the rest of this game. Puck in the corner. Alex Bay zone, the Ghost control, move it ahead, don't get it out. Leduc keeps it in. Centering pass in front, Michaud, shot right on, rebound, another save. And the whistle blows as John Sauerwein holds on for the faceoff. Aaron Michaud on a nice feed all by himself in front, and he fired it right at the goalie.
Oh, yeah, great feed from Leduc, Adam Leduc, as he intercepted a clearing pass, knocked it down. A great pass to Aaron Michaud, walked in out of that left corner, had both sides of the net at, and he tried to stiff it in the short side when he could have walked right out in front and picked his side, but he won't get better opportunity than that.
Guess not. Off the faceoff, the puck is dumped down the ice, and they got to pretty much call that one icing and move the faceoff back in the purple ghost zone. Yeah, that was the year before last you were talking about, Coach.
You know, I could defend myself and say I was trying to see if you were really paying attention, but I have to admit, I don't know how I goofed that one up, but
so who did?
We all make mistakes.
Who didn't make the playoffs last year? Well, I think it was Brown and Union, but we'll have to check on that.
You mean UVM and Union?
You know, UVM made it because they played Clarkson.
Oh,
they were the last team in. So probably it was Brown and Union that didn't make it. That'd be my guess anyway, but I'm not positive of that.
Okay, well, I'll have to do a little research work on that one. I don't know. We'll see.
That's right. Danielle, our former statistician, would know the answer. She keeps up on that ECAC hockey. Unfortunately, she left us and went to Northeastern to college. Off the draw, puck in front. Here's a chance, a shot right on, the save made as Adam Catanzari. Catanzari has been all around the net tonight, but hasn't gotten one yet.
Hasn't gotten one, but he's had plenty of opportunities in that line of Ramo, Catanzari, and Dupree has just been, whew.
Oh, here's a shot right off the face-off by Ramo right on. Sauerwein makes the save, and we'll do it all over again.
And that time, Zach Dupree taking the draw to the left of Sauerwein on his backhand, just put it right on Ramo's stick, and he drilled one. Sauerwein, big save.
Dupree will take the face-off against Leslie Snyder. Face-off left side in the bay zone off the draw. Dupree back to the point. Here's Toth, waits, fires it wide. Puck goes around the boards, picked up by the Ghost. That's Sanford. Does he clear the zone? Yes, he does. Good second effort by Sanford as the puck comes in the Massena zone. Raiders move it right back ahead. Chris Olsen intercepted there and dumped, but not out of the zone. It bounces to the blue line out to center ice. Here comes Sanford again. Sanford's shot, and that's sticked into the corner by Massena goaltender Chris Collins. Puck along the boards. In behind the net, Ramo after it. He'll flip it along the boards, doesn't get it out. Kept in by Durand. His shot goes in the corner, it's blocked. Raiders come free. And I'll tell you, Ryan Ramos saw Zach Dupree, but the boards are low on the other side. He had nothing to bang it against to get it by the player.
He tried to bank it off the wall, but unfortunately, where he was banking it was the players' bench. There was no plexiglass there, so right into the Alex Bay players' backs.
So the faceoff will come just inside the Massena zone. Raiders lead it on a score of 5-0 on the Tommy Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Tommy, of course, a former Red Raider hockey player as well, played defense. We're number 5. And here comes Massena. Devin Paquin cuts right across the middle. Oh, he's got some skating room, stops, takes a shot, it's blocked, goes into the corner. And the puck cleared around behind the net. Paquin again, the McDonald behind. Here's McDonald circling for Massena. Short side wraparound attempt, goes in behind the net. He centers it back to the point. Here's a drive. And that's Tubolino, and it's wide. Eric McDonald in the corner. He looks to move it in behind, but it's stolen away. And comes to the circle. Massena still has it. Paquin has it knocked away. Kept in at the point by Colin Lazaire. Lazaire's backhander right on. Sauerwein makes a save and holds on for the face-off. We're down to 12:36 left in the third period. Raiders lead 5-0 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
Eric McDonald, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a couple of goals last year. He'd like to have done that here tonight, and he had a good opportunity on that last shift. But again, John Sauerwein coming up big to keep this a 5-0 game.
Rupert, Menkes, and Ramo. That's Aaron Ramo, the younger brother. Rupert wins the face-off to Ramo, knocked away back to the point. Tubolino winds up, shot right on rebound. A host of Raiders turning it around. Great opportunity for Ramo to get a goal, and he fired it wide. Here's a pass, Rupert in front, knocked away. No, that's Menkes rather, has it knocked away. Now Ramo to Menkes in the corner, trying to go back to the point. And we got, penalty against the Bay. Little defenseman Satterley, you know, I'm not laughing at the penalty, I'm laughing at his reaction. He kind of just hung his head.
I think it's going to go to number 14. That's Brian.
Oh, is it Durand?
Durand going to get the penalty, but I think it's going to be a cross check. But young Mr. Satterley was kind of upset. I tell you, Nick Tobolino cranked one up from the point that Sauerwein never saw and gave up the rebound, and I think it was Adam Ramo just couldn't stuff the rebound in the short side. But Raiders' first power play of the evening.
When that penalty was called, Satterley just nodded his head and kind of shook his head. Off the draw, Raiders on the power play. Michaud back at the point with Toth. Goes to Toth. Toth just stick handling. Alex Bay in a box. He goes free to Whitcup at the 45. Whitcup skates in front. Tries to get the return pass, but it's cleared. Good defensive play made there by Nick Hunter to break up the play. Nice job. Puck goes to Toth. In behind his own net, he'll start out. Here comes Toth with it. Skates across the blue line. Neutral ice. Flips it to Michaud. Winds up, shot right on. Save made. Sauerwein's going to cover up and hold on for the faceoff.
This power play unit, I guess it's the Raiders' number 1, not sure, but it's got Nick Toth and Aaron Michaud on the points, and up front, Robbie Whitcup between Chris Levine and Ryan Ramo.
Now, Chris is big. Brian might be even bigger than that.
Well,
at least wider.
Get it out of the way in a hurry. I'll get you calling him Brian in a minute.
Face-off right side in the Alex Bay zone. 5-0, Massena leads. On the post scoreboard, here's Ramos. Skates in front, poke checked away. Comes back to Whitcup, back to the point to Toth. Toth cranks it up, save made. Puck into the corner. Comes to Whitcup. Whitcup skates it back to the point to Toth. Toth back to Whitcup. He's got skating room. Fires it high into the screen. And the whistle blows, and the face-off will come as it was deflected in the circle on the dot to the right of goaltender John Sauerwein. 11:25 left, third period. Post scoreboard says 5-0 Massena.
That whole scenario starts with Robbie Whitcup winning the draw clearly, and the Raiders just move it around.
Whitcup. This time it's a push on the face-off, but the Raiders control it anyway. Ramo to Whitcup in the corner, knocked away from him to the blue line. Toth, did he keep it in? Apparently, but not long enough, and it comes bouncing out to center ice. Nick Toth circles. Here's Toth with it from the red line, dumps it deep in Bay territory, in behind the net. Picked up by the Bay defenseman, and he tried to control it, but it comes to Whitcup. Robbie takes the puck off the sideboard, steps in behind the net. Whitcup stick handling, goes to Ramo at the 45, back to the point. Nick Toth winds up through traffic, and it goes off a skate into the corner. Picked up there by Snyder, doesn't clear the zone, bouncing along the puck boards. They get the man back, so the Raiders fail to score on the power play. The puck goes in the corner, and the shot right on. Ramo around the boards. He'll drop it, or try to drop it to Whitcup a little bit too far. Goes in behind the net. Picked up by the Ghosts. They flip it around the boards. Michaud has it bounce by him, and he'll have to come back after it. Steps by the check, steps by another check. Here's Michaud. Takes it across, winds it up, save made as it goes over the net. Sauerwein, Levine cruising in there. He's knocked off the puck, but it comes to Ramo. Ramo looks to wrap it around in front. The shot bounces free. And out to the blue line, out to center ice, Tubolino. Here's Tubolino, takes it across. Oh, he didn't wait long enough for Massena to clear the zone. And the face-off will come with 10:06 left in the third period. Raiders leading at 5-0.
Aaron Michaud picking up a puck in the neutral zone and dancing by a couple of Bay defenders, and from about 50 feet, he just cranked one up. John Sauerwein got the glove on it, but I don't think he knew where it was. It hit the glove and went up in the mesh.
Off the face-off, Raiders control. Tubolino at his own blue line. Flips it ahead to the red line. Rupert, ahead it goes. Gets it back again to Mankey's knocked away, and out to center ice it comes. Nick Tubolino again from Massena. Flipping it ahead to Ramo. That's Aaron Ramo. He gets tied up along the red line and the boards. Throws a check. The puck comes to Rupert. Rupert gets by. Here's Rupert skating in front. The shot right on by Menkes. Nice pass by Derek Rupert. And a good save by Sauerwein.
Great save.
Here comes Menkes in behind, looking to wrap it around. Goes off a stick to the blue line, out to send. No, did it get out? I think it did, but they didn't call the offsides. Here comes a chance in front for Ramo. Ramo to Rupert, who gets knocked down. Skating in, Leduc, the shot right on. An acrobatic save by John Sauerwein. Rupert with a puck in front. Here's a backhander, Menkes, a save made. The rebound bounces in the slot. Another shot, another acrobatic save by Sauerwein. Raiders buzzing. Here's Rupert in behind the net. Poke check by Sauerwein. Sauerwein. Puck in the corner. Here's Ramo with it. Ramo trying to flip it on the other side. Gets it back again behind the net. It's poke check 3. Leduc way in the corner after it. He'll dump it in around the boards for Ramo. Aaron Ramo up by the dot. Dumps it. Has it intercepted to the blue line. Not out of the zone. Here's Tubolino. Skates it by 1. Try to make it shift. And the puck finally dumped down the ice. And icing will be the call against the Bay. Couple of outstanding saves by John Sauerwein.
Jerry, I'm going to have to double that couple. There had to be at least 4 in there that he was just stood on his head. And that line of Rupert, Menkes, and Ramo just buzzing around, and Sauerwein stoned him. 2 major league saves in there. Just super. Unofficially, Jerry, I think Sal's got the shots 14-zip in this third period.
Off the face-off, puck comes back to the blue line. Lazaire with it, flips it in the corner. It's intercepted. And does it get out to center ice? It does. Trickles back in the Massena zone. Chris Olsen back after it. Flips it around the boards to himself, actually. Chris starts it ahead. Nice headman pass right on the stick of Ramo. Ramo goes to Catanzarite, back to Ramo. Ramo takes it by the check, into the corner, now steps in front of the net, short side shot. Save made, and another good one by Sauerwein.
Well, that time Ryan Ramo I was going to say the Raiders have to go upstairs in this kid. They're trying to everything low, and they can't beat him low. And that time Ryan Ramo read it correctly. He said, I'm going to go upstairs. But again, couldn't solve the puzzle of John Sauerwein. But I think that's where you have to go because he has a tendency to go down. He's a pretty big kid. He covers that bottom half of the net pretty good.
Ramo will face off against Leslie Snyder. Off the draw, puck goes in the corner. Clear to the blue line. No, Ramo steals it in the corner. Here's Ramo behind the net, trying to feed it in front, but it's knocked away. And here comes the Bay out to center ice. Momentarily, Dupree steals the puck, muscles his way, and dumps it deep. Sauerwein out of his net to play it. Has it knocked away. Here's Dupree in front, and it's knocked away again. Ramo trying to come up with it. It goes to Catanzarite. Catanzarite steps by the check. Here's Catanzarite in front. Ramo shot. I think that hit the post. It hit the goaltender's pad. And now we have a whistle. And we got what? A whistle and a penalty of some sort?
We've got a penalty back here behind the play interference on the goaltender, I do believe. We'll wait and see.
As he knocked down Catanzarite, I guess. I didn't see the play, but that's what the call is, interference on the goalie. So the Raiders go back on the power play. With 7:41 remaining in the third period, Massena leading at 5-0 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
But again, give credit to this young Bay club. They're holding their own out there.
Yeah, they are.
The big backstop, John Sauerwein, he's had a week's worth of work here tonight. The Raiders haven't solved them with 7:41 left in this third period and throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him.
Interference on the goalie. Raiders will come out with a power play again.
That's the one Jerry, as a coach, you got to let that one go. The play had gone the other way. It's 5-0. They're throwing everything at this kid. You kind of look the other way, I think, as an official on that one.
Yeah, I would probably think that. Off the face-off, puck comes to Toth. He'll go to Michaud, winds up the shot right on. Sauerwein covers up for the face-off. He's going to end up with, I would say, well over 50 saves in this hockey game.
Oh, no question. Aaron Michaud, if he'd pick a spot out there except right at that target that's goalie's got on his chest, he'd have several goals himself because he can really crank it up, but he's putting it right at John Sauerwein.
Whitcup will take the draw against Gross-Gruber with 7:30, about halfway through the third period. 5-0 Massena. Off the draw. Face-off, back to the point. Michaud flips it in the corner. Ramo got knocked down, gets back up, picks it up, flips it in behind the net for Levine. Levine in the corner now, skates to the dot, back to the point. Michaud. Michaud goes to Toth. Toth goes to Whitcup. Here's Whitcup in front, goes to Ramo. Ramo skates in front, the shot, the save. Whitcup picks up the rebound, circles around. Here's Whitcup right in front, cuts right free. The shot, scores a goal right over the shoulder. And you know, Coach, you were prophetic. You said go high on the guy. And right over the shoulder, Robbie Whitcup picks up his second goal of the game to make it 6-0 Massena. Power play goal for Massena.
Half dozen nice passes in there and finally culminated Robbie Whitcup working his way out of that right corner and going high in that slot area right in between the box, and he looked, he usually wants to pass to someone, there was no one open, and he just wristed one, a bullet, up over Sauerwein's left shoulder as goaltender Sauerwein was going down and got him going the wrong way and put it up over the left shoulder.
So Massena 1 for 2 on the power play here this evening. Off the face-off, Raiders control the puck in their own zone, moving it ahead to the blue line, out to center ice. There's a battle for it there. Picking it up is Devin Paquin. Nice headman pass. Here's Lazaire. He gets a shot right on, and Sauerwein has to make the save. I'll tell you, Colin Lazaire has the most deceptive shot. Does not look like he's going to shoot. All of a sudden, it's headed for the net.
Gets that quick shot off, whether it's a wrist shot or a snap shot, and he keeps it nice and low. Robbie Whitcup from Ryan Ramo and Nick Toth, the power play goal coming at the 7:55 mark of the third period.
It will be Paquin taking the face-off. Bay wins the draw, though, and they try to flip it around the boards. Pinching in is Southwick. He kicks it into the corner. Paquin throws a check. The puck squirts free. After it is Josh Duran flipping it around the boards and out to center ice. Here comes Grossgruber trying to skate by. He has the puck taken away. Raiders control in behind the net. Here comes Southwick around the boards, flips it, but doesn't get it out of the zone. Here's a bouncer, and Collins gloves it. I don't know if it was on net or not, but he gloves it and holds on for the face-off.
We're going to mark that one down.
That's a shot on net. Okay.
Shot on net, and unofficially, that's the first one of the third period for the Bay. So, and I'm not going to jinx him, but wouldn't this be something if this young goaltender could come up with you-know-what in his first varsity start?
That'd be nice. Be nice.
And I think the Raiders should be
working on that
concept right now.
That's right. You don't need any more goals. Off the draw, here's a shot right on. Save. I don't know if that got through. Maybe it didn't. I guess not. Our official statistician says no. And here comes Whitcup. Oh, nice headman, a me shot. He couldn't quite corral it. That'll be icing on Massena. Robbie Whitcup, as you mentioned, always looking to pass. And that was just a little bit ahead of Aaron Michaud.
And I'll tell you, if I played wing with Robbie Whitcup, I would be breaking all the time without the puck because he's going to get it to you. And that time, Aaron Michaud was just about a half a count. He broke just after the pass was made. If he was screaming down there, he's in free from the blue line.
Whitcup will take the face-off inside Massena territory. Off the draw, a puck dumped into the corner and picked up on the defense by Colin Lazaire. Around to Levine. Levine skates it ahead out to center ice. Here's Michaud turning on the Jets, and it's poke-checked into the corner. Nice defensive play by Matt Satterley that time. Raiders in front. Whitcup centering it, and it goes off a leg. Back to the blue line. Michaud keeping it in. Here's Michaud, gets by the D, takes it in front. Short side, shot, save made by Sauerwein.
Worst thing you can do is turn that puck over up high, and the Bay did. Next thing you know, there's 3 red shirts down low with only 1 white defender back there. But again, big number 31, John Sauerwein, saving the day for the Bay.
Tell you what, we're picking stars here. He'd be the first one.
Oh, I'll tell you, he's had a lot of action, and his teammates know it because when he comes off the ice at the end of the period, they're all giving him the old tap on the pads, and they appreciate his fine effort.
Rupert off the draw, puck in the circle. And it's picked up there on the defense by Jim Hagan. Hagan moves it along the boards, out to center ice, but not out of the zone. And Mankies just flips it right back into the corner. Hunter now flips it, intercepted there. Here's Mankies, gets knocked down, gets back up again, battling for it behind the net. Gets it free in the corner to Ramo. Aaron Ramo right back to Mankies. Mankies to Ramo. Can't get it to him, though. Ramo comes in and picks it up. Ramo's got a man at the point. That's Aaron Leduc. He's got all kinds of time, all kinds of room. He fires it. Save made. There's a battle for the rebound, and it's in the net. And I do believe Mankies will finally get his first varsity goal.
Thomas Menke picking up a rebound of Aaron Leduc's shot at the point. The Raiders just outworked the Bay in the corner, got it back to the point, and Adam Leduc stepped down, cranked one up, a real hard shot. Sauerwein made the save, but couldn't control the rebound, and Thomas Menke's parked off to the right-hand side, just backhanded it in the open corner, and the Raiders go up 7-0 with Thomas Menke's getting his first varsity goal. They might run out of pucks here if they're keeping those souvenir pucks.
And I'll tell you, Mankies has been around the net all night, too, and he finally was able to solve Sauerwein on a rebound is what it was. And again, a good shot from Leduc. We got controlling the puck with a glove, a hand pass in the Bay offensive zone. That'll move it outside with 5 minutes even left in the third period. Raiders up 7-0.
And again, John Sauerwein in his defense, he had all kinds of traffic in front. It was a real hard shot from Leduc from the point, and he made the save but couldn't control the rebound, and those are big nemesis for a goaltender, those rebounds.
Well, you know, a couple of times, if he would have not made some of the big saves he made, this could be 15-0.
Oh, no question.
So you got to give him credit. Or more. Here's Leduc with it, poke checked away. And it's followed up by Tubolino. He'll just backhand it deep in Bay territory. David Roberts in after it. He flips it, stolen away. Zach Dupree looking for the hat trick, and he fired, actually trying to pass to Catanzarite, and it was wide. Catanzarite in the corner, knocked away from him, gets it right back again. Here's Catanzarite looking to center. Poke check by the goalie. Sour wine to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Aaron Leduc. Leduc just gathers it in, cool as a cucumber, picks it up, flips it to Catanzarite. High side in the corner, goes to Dupree. Dupree looking to turn it around. Here's Dupree, goes to Catanzarite, lost it off the end of his stick. Puck cleared around the boards, and Ramo picks it up there. Ramo trying to dump it in the corner. Catanzarite steps by a check, goes to Ramo, has it knocked away, and the Ghost will try to clear the zone and dump it down the ice. And icing will be the call with 3:58 remaining in the third period.
As we mentioned, Chris Collins not called on for a lot of action here tonight, but it would be quite a thrill for him to come up not only a W, which he's going to get in his first varsity start, but a shutout. And we're down to 3:58 and 7-0 in favor of Massena.
And again, the whole situation now is concentration. Don't make any mistakes. Don't give the Bay a chance to break the shutout. Here's Toth at the point. Winds up his shot. Fired wide. Bounces off the puck board in behind the net. Raiders trying to control it. Bouncing in front. Hall got it free. Comes back toward the blue line. Here's Toth. Toth takes it behind the net. Circles around the boards. Here's Toth to the dot. Back to the blue line. Toth dumps it in the corner. They move it around. Devin Paquin, he's got room in front the dot. Centers it to Toth. Goes in behind the net. Nick behind the net now. Setting up, looks like a quarterback back there. Skates it free to Paquin. Here's Paquin in the circle. Takes it wide and flips it along the boards in the corner. And it's dumped to the blue line out to center ice. Chris Olsen with it, just flips it ahead. Nice headman pass. Devin Paquin takes it back across. He's got a man breaking. McDonald didn't see him. Had his head down. And the puck comes in behind the net to Eric McDonald. Under 3 minutes. McDonald with it in the corner. Back to Toth. Winds it up. The big shot is deflected by Paquin wide. Paquin going after it in the corner. Flips it in behind the net for McDonald. McDonald over skates, has it knocked to the blue line, but kept in at the point, kicked free, back to the other point, kept in there by Toth. He'll flip it off the glass, in behind the net to Eric McDonald. McDonald goes to Paquin. These guys have been out here a long time. Here's Paquin, knocked off the puck. It bounces free, flipped around the boards, and out to center ice. Colin Lazare with it. He'll flip it on the other side, and out to center ice it goes. Here's Levine off the boards. Levine takes it wide right side, trying to barge his way through. He does. Stick handles, has it knocked away. Comes out toward the blue line. There's a battle right at the blue line. Now Whitcup is in there, and he comes away with a puck. Has it knocked away. Bounces free. Whitcup flips it. Back to the point. Chad Southwick knocked down. Bouncer around the boards. Oh, here comes Whitcup. Whitcup's got Levine. Takes it in front. Shot right on. Tried to get it Levine. I think actually it was a pass, ended up being a shot. Here's Michaud. Whitcup back to Michaud. He fired it and hit the side of the net. Michaud, or Whitcup rather, out by the high slot. Whitcup, and we have a man in the crease, which will move the faceoff outside the zone.
And the referee mercifully, George Dobbin, blowing that whistle as the Bay under all kinds of duress, and he found a red shirt in that on the blue ice, and faceoff coming outside of the Alex Bay blue line. As you mentioned, 1:44 to go for Chris Collins to get that big shutout in his first varsity start.
1:44 left in the period. 7-0 Massena leads on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Puck in behind the net. Around the boards it goes. Levine kind of lost it off the end of his stick, and the puck comes back to the blue line out to center ice. Lazare went after it and lost it. The puck goes in the corner. Picked up there by Southwick. Flips it around the boards. Michaud. Michaud trying to come up with it. Goes to the side of the net. And it's picked up by Southwick again. Looks for the headman. Out to center ice it goes. Got away from Michaud. Back in the zone to lay off sides. Raiders move it ahead. Deflected by Michaud down the ice. No icing. Good play there. Levine after it in behind the net. Kind of stepped on the puck. Gets it free to Michaud. Michaud trying to flip it in front to Whitcup. Knocked away. And out to center ice. Knocked down there by Whitcup. Oh, he just got hauled down. You're not going to see a call there, though, are you?
No. And you shouldn't.
No, that's right. Across the blue line. Out to center ice again. Southwick with it. Backhands it. We're into the final minute. And in behind it goes. Hard checks thrown all around. The puck comes bouncing free to the blue line. Out to center ice. Here comes Alex Bay. Trying to go into the Massena zone, but Zach Dupree breaks it up. His head man to Whitcup. Here's Whitcup across. Ahead to Michaud. And offsides will be the call with 28 seconds remaining in the third period. The Raiders have a 7-0 lead and will go to their first win of the season. They'll go to 1-1-1 on the year.
Triple ones, a good opening, good weekend last weekend down in Buffalo, and a good start here to the NACs. But again, my kudos go to the Alex Bay Purple Ghost, Jerry, for battling as hard as they have here through to when they're definitely outgunned.
Off the face, puck controlled by the Raiders. To Bellino, head man, across the blue line it goes. Here comes Rupert, centering pass in front. Oh, great chance for Dupree, just missed Rupert's shot. Fired it, I think Sauerwein got it with his shoulder. Puck around the boards and down the ice with 10 seconds left. They're gonna wave the icing off. Puck picked up by Aaron Leduc, 6 seconds left. Leduc takes it in the corner, drops it 3-2. That's going to take care of it right there. As the Raiders come away with a 7-0 win, as Chris Collins gets a shutout in his first start. But on the other side of the ice, let's give full marks to John Sauerwein. We'll tell you the stats when we come back for the post-game show. Again, our final. The Massena Red Raiders get their first win of the year, a 7-0 shutout of Alex Bay. Stay tuned. The post-game show is next on WMSA.